Hey gang, it's Harold. I was going to share some video of what we're playing and also walk around the room. It's Sunday morning and you can probably see that there's not much going on. There's a arranged breakfast every morning, part of the hotel package, and the crew generally stays at that breakfast until about 8, and then this room will fill up. But it's a great time for me to video, so I'm going to take some shots. First of our U.S. Civil War game, and we'll move around the room and show you some of the other stuff that's going on. So here's my nemesis, Michael Vilbert, who's studying. He's going to put in an extra hour of study before the game starts. Michael, how did you do the first game?
Oh, we beat Harold and my friend Bruce as the South. It was a good start. Now we're doing the North.
That's right. So we're playing again. We started the game. Bruce and I were the Union, and we lost in an auto victory in what was it, eight turns or so, 7 turns. Humiliating loss for the Union. So we flipped the table. And the great thing about this long con was we were able to play again. I think if the game went the distance, Michael, it would probably go 2 days. You think 2 full days we could knock it out, or would it take more?
Well, I actually think you could do it in a day if you truly knew the rules.
Right.
If you were familiar with the rules to the...
Right.
Right.
That's right. We spend a lot of time in the rules.
Which is what I'm doing now.
That's right, part of the study. So that's kind of cool. There's also a parallel game, 4 gentlemen playing. Over here, you can see that they're on turn 8. That was their progress yesterday. Also in the rules, you can see a rule book virtually at every seat. But they haven't had the auto loss issue with the Union. So I'm going to walk around a little bit and look at some of these other games. All sorts of things going on, some big maps. So this is Brazen Chariots, and BCS system from MMP. It's quite the big map of North Africa. I think that's the new hot property from MMP and the BCS system, and I don't know, this is probably a playtest copy, I'm not sure. I'm going to get Dean Essig on a podcast soon. We talked about it, he's not here. More OCS, third winter campaign. Give you a feel for the density of the counters. Pretty cool. So over here, the Decision Games crew are working on this. Not sure exactly what it is. That's the label, Lucky Forward. I don't know if that's the game. So here's a big kahuna over here. So this is quite the monster. I'll give you a feel of the magnitude of this thing.
I'm overwhelmed by it.
Are you overwhelmed? What's the game?
So this is actually a combination of 4 OCS games that are in development. We call the whole thing Ostfront, and it covers from September 1943 to about April 1944. And starting at the top here, you have a game we were calling the Hero City, which covers the relief of Leningrad and the push to the middle part of the map. In the middle, you have the Lost Battles, which is Army Group Center holding off a lot of Soviet pushes. Towards the south there, you have what is a wild and woolly affair. We call that the Third Winter. Army Group South assailed by 4 Soviet fronts, and then way down in the south is the Crimea, the last bastion. So Third Winter is under development, and once Hungarian Rhapsody comes through the ordering process, Third Winter will be right up behind it. It's a very far along in development.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Sure thing. Sorry, I turned on my announcer voice.
Yeah, perfect timing. Here's some open play stuff. Let's look at that. what else is going on. Turn my microphone toward me so you can hear my voice. I'm kind of an amateur at this video stuff, so I'm working on my skills. Beyond the Rhine here, handful of maps. See the box at the end there. Some interesting markers. The colored tile spacers you can see on top of some of the counters, and then this dice.
Get a couple of hammers, get a couple 2-to-1, 3-to-1s with hammers on them, so stack this. Boy, and the Germans can even do that late in the war. I was playing with Gratian, and they just...
Alan Emmerich. Thunder in the East demo over there. This was kind of interesting. I was looking at this earlier. Omaha West. Interesting location. I think this also is Thunder in the East. So the famous game flea market. This is very dangerous for me. My wife will see the video, although she won't have the patience to wait through to this point, so I can show you this. I'm not going to show you what I've purchased, so that may be inflammatory if my wife does make it to this point. But a lot going on. This is Mega Axis and Allies. A lot going on here. So this is I think a P500 game for GMT. Battle for Sicily. Pretty significant scope here. A lot going on. You can see the markers for the landings in the end. World in Flames. A lot of that here. This is one of the games. We'll move you over here to the other one. So here's Bruno on A Time for Trumpets. Let's show you that. And his neck hurts. So this is 1914. Set up and rolling. You can see the elaborate construction, right? So you have not only the tables, but then some fiberboard or some sort of material under it, and then on top of it is plexiglass. So it seems to be the way to go. Another slick map. And then of course the glass is all taped down to make it secure. See Space Corp right there and GMT. This was a cool one, I thought. Russia Besieged. Apparently this game has been redone, but the company that was originally doing it, I wish I could remember their name, when they went out of business, or before they went out of business, let me say, they published a giant map. So these are 1-inch counters, just to give you a feel for the scale here. These counters are huge, and the hexes are 1 inch, of course. And not hard to read. There's not a ton of information on the counters, but kind of a cool way to do it. In this giant order battle. Let's see what else we can find here. So, Quattrobras. Set up here. Looks diminutive relative to everything else. But you can see the orders of battle. My favorite part of some of these games is the slickness of these orders of battle. Of course, the Field Marshal.
Yep.
Another OCS title. Let's see. Guderian's Blitzkrieg 2. Set up. You can see the tape around the plexiglass to hold the game down. Length, safety first. 3 maps. Significant in scope.
No, but yeah, everything was set up. So I don't think we started until close to 2 o'clock. It was amazing.
This is the 3rd winner. I don't know if I pointed this out, but I love these dice rollers. They're made for backgammon. Possible to find. I don't even know if they're still in production, but I'd love to have one of these if I could ever find it. I think it's the coolest little apparatus.
I think it all depends on the player.
And over there at the Decision Group, that's Doug Johnson. He was the developer on Campaigns of 1777. I don't know why that's hard for me to remember. So I'll close with today's video, and more to follow. Thanks.